One thing we can't do is choose who our relatives are. You know what I'm saying? You can choose who your friends are. You know what I'm saying? Even the people that you love, you can choose who you love. But you cannot choose who your relatives are. And somehow, um, my cousin was left alone with the toddler. So, like, my cousin did something and the child died.
I don't know what I did to make everybody
hate me, old nigga, hate trees.
the slip of my tongue, trigger finger for fun.
You know I got this trigger finger, man. They know how we do it on the hill. What's up?
One thing we can't do is choose who our relatives are. You know what I'm saying? You can choose who your friends are. You know what I'm saying? Even the people that you love, you can choose who you love. But you cannot choose who your relatives are. You know what I'm saying? And that can be a bad thing, we all know. You know what I'm saying? I remember when me and my wife first started dating. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know we married yet. We got married quick, like within a day. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to marry, you know. But I think we was married actually. But we one day we go to some friends' house. You know, like her friends, her people. You know. And when we get right there, man, when we get to her people's house, I'm outside the car, she's standing outside, and they come outside. You know what I'm saying? And when they come outside, she introduced me to them and them to me. Hey, how you doing? This this is my husband, Don Trees Knox. You know, like that right there. And what's crazy is once she said my name, everything outside like it just stood still. You know what I'm saying? And her friend, them, it was like they seen a ghost. I'm not lying, man. It was like they seen a ghost. And then they, soon after that, they immediately start like pulling away. You know what I'm saying? In the conversation, even how close they were standing to us, it just felt very, very odd. And I didn't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at them, and the first thing, I don't know them, and the first thing that I'm thinking is that I robbed somebody that related to them or friends of them, and they know that name. They never seen my face, but they know that name. And that's the first thing that comes to my mind when it comes to situations like this all the time. You know what I'm saying? What have I done to them? You know what I'm saying? Or their loved ones and stuff like that because of, the things I have done, But once we left, man, when I said that was a very odd situation, you know how like when the teacher tell you to stand up in the class and you have to read something and it seems like you be so small and you be so in that space and like that right there, it was just, I felt that way. You know what I'm saying? And I know that my wife, she felt kind of, because we talked about it odd too, something was going on. And she knew it because once we left, like I say, we started talking about it in the car. And once we talked about it in the car, she felt the same atmosphere that I felt, you know what I'm saying? And I knew it was about me, so I felt a little bit more, isolated on the island by myself than what she did, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I didn't know what the people was feeling themselves. So, like, it's not all about you in life, even when you think it is, But, we just left from there not knowing what happened or whatever. Well, she get a call the next morning, and it was from her people, her friends and stuff, man. And these girls and guys, speaking of it, like I said, when we got there, they came out, these girls and guys, they was a family, sisters and brothers and stuff. So she get that call the next day, and she on the phone with them, almost an hour. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it was them from what how they was talking and stuff. So I knew that, with her staying on the phone that long, the talk was about what happened yesterday, which I didn't know. I was very curious on what was going on. So once she got off the phone, things of that nature, she came straight to me without me even asking. She came straight to me. And she started letting me know what that vibe was. You know what I'm saying? And when she told me, man, I was in disbelief, man. I was like, whoa, it blew my mind really, And what it was they told me that I have a cousin, first name blank blank, last name Knox, like mine. And he is from where my family originated from, Palmetto, Georgia. And like everybody know, all my grandkids are from College Park, Georgia, because my grandmother and my mother then moved up there. So we didn't grow up with the rest of the family down here, but down there in Palmetto. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know him. That's the thing. I didn't know him. We didn't know him. It was 30-something of us that we was big ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, we grew up there. We didn't grow up down here. I know their names and heard of their names as I'm growing up, but I didn't know them. I couldn't tell you how they look of it or anything. You know what I'm saying? So they was telling her that one of the girls, her friend, her lady friend, was dating my cousin, and somehow my cousin was left alone with the toddler. You know what I'm saying? And up under whatever circumstances, the toddler ended up dying. And I don't know if he, I don't know what was done to her. I don't want to take, if the family, look, I love the family. I don't want to take them through that, just telling you parts of my life that came, things that happened. And but something happened to, the child, and my cousin did it. I'm gonna say that, you know what I'm saying? Because they said it, they don't have no reason to say it, not to tell a lie. Something the child is, passed. So like my cousin did something and the child died. And he went to prison for it. You know what I'm saying? And I never heard this story in my life, And I was in shock. I was in disbelief, man. And, my heart went out to them from that point on, man. You know what I'm saying? I tried to make it my duty to show them different from my cousin, that one that grew up wherever he grew up at, Fairburn, Palmetto, however, I think it actually was Fairburn, where he grew up at. But right now to this day, me and that family is like we're family. And like I said, man, the sisters, the brothers, because, they got big family shots out to them. They know what I'm talking about. Man, I love them cats, man. Right now today, man, we're tight as fuck, man. They look at the show. They call me when they see me. They even come by the house, man. They come by the house. Say, boy, you a fool, Trees. We love this, we love that, man. I love them just the same, man. We all had a lot of good times together, man. We even got into some brawls together. You know what I'm saying? We even got into some brawls together against the opposing opponents or however, man. So, I just done came into their family, man. They done accepted me, man. And like I said, you can't choose who your family is, man. Unfortunately, we can't, because I know a lot of us will release some and gain some, you know what I'm saying? But me personally, all my family that I have right now, I wouldn't release them. That's my family. That's how I am, who I am, man, because of my family, my loved one, man. So I wouldn't change nothing, for as my family. But, situation like that happened, man. And like I say, man, when they first, met me, man, that it wasn't a good feeling. And like I say, it goes back to, you never know what's going on in somebody else's life. You know what I'm saying? Because how I was feeling right there, and I was like, what I done, like that. Then I was ready to leave, and I get in the car. Then it's like, what the hell was going on like that? I didn't take in consideration, it may be something, you know, that they was feeling. You know what I'm saying? That was the only reason why I felt like that. And true enough, it was, man, because they lost a loved one. You know what I'm saying? At an early age, Future was cut short by some stupidity that had something to do with my family that's connected to me automatically. And the cousin that did it, he's maybe 3 or 4 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, it is good that those, you know, that family is a family that doesn't judge other people off things that their family or their friends have done. You know, that's the type of family that they are. And if the world could be like that, man, it'll be a better place, man. You know what I'm saying? Because me myself, I'm not a person to judge a person off something that his family did or even his friend did. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we got to be if we're going to grow. You know what I'm saying? That's some real talk, man. And then really that goes for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Judging a book by its cover or judging a book for something that another book done. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone says, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, that was one of the most awkward and saddest times of my life. You know, when I met these people for the first time, not knowing that a family member of mine that I didn't know had done killed a child. You know, better yet, a person. It was a child. And that's something to think about.
So testified for the state and Quinn case. A decent person down the road, so they say. And trees sell a boosted just to keep Chris safe. The realest shit I ever wrote, the realest shit I ever said. I never testified a lie.